business case, it says you're investigating outgoing operations only. Is it not true that you're going to consolidate all of our operations?
That's correct.
So it's a misleading statement in that piece, in the public meeting notice that you had. Did you?
No, AMPs do take.
In our public meeting notice, it says it was for outgoing only, it didn't say destinating, so it's misleading to the public. Effective process used for decades to help us adjust to changes. I think it was probably done in bigger offices to make, like Milwaukee, they have two P&DCs. If they consolidated, it wouldn't affect the businesses as much as it would in our more remote areas from Green Bay to Oshkosh. Can you go to the next slide? I'm trying to show everybody how this can be creative. Postal Service faces acute financial crisis. It's not because the postal workers are getting the job done. It's because of extra bonuses given out, including John Potter's $5.5 million, and we should look at those items. Impacts due to the rise of electronic communications. Postal Service is still vital. Many bulk mailers still use it and count on it communications. They may choose to go elsewhere if their costs go up. It will be actually a loss to the post office in those cases.
And I'd like to make a comment, please.
Well, can I finish? Sure. I only have 2 minutes, and I know you want me to keep moving, so. You want to go to the next slide? Can anybody notice that fiscal year 2010 isn't on there? Fiscal year 2010 closed on September 30th. Post office should know the figures for that time, and we expect that it would be actually increased, so that's why they didn't add it on to this chart. You want to go to the next slide? Puts the right people in the right places. Somebody said it well early on. We do utilize all our people in both facilities full time. We don't have people standing around waiting for stuff to happen. We're all being used. Our machines are being used. The idea that you can use 6 machines to do the work of 9 is ridiculous. And to say otherwise is the only way you can do is to give up sort bins. What happens when you give up sort bins is that it causes more residual mail that you have to sort in smaller offices down the line. If you guys aren't accounting for that cost, it's going to cost you millions. But utilize this equipment efficiently, so that's really not going to be happening because you're going to be sending all the mail to be sorted manually, which costs much more. Reduces overall costs. I have yet to see that. Nobody has seen it because you won't give the figures. Does not affect customer services. That's untrue because you're affecting the bulk mailers, and the 8 that I had documented that talked to me, it's over $80,000 in increased costs. You have over 100 bulk mailers that mail out of Oshkosh. How much would that be? It could be as high as $1 million. But where's the post office's responsibility to track that down? And of course it supports your network plan because your boss has told you to do this. Next slide. The OIG validated the new AMP process, but you can find articles where the OIG went through in Scranton and they checked to see if there was over-projected cost savings. And they did find that there was over $1 million over-projected. In this case, I think it's